Greetings YouTube, this is Toy Customizer Wake Angel 2001, bringing you a commission for Metal Lugia 50, Dlyro the cat. In case you didn't read, it's the dude on the left hand side of this drawing. So, of course, the base figure for Dlyro was Sonic, and like most Sonic based figures, the character will start from the head. Of course, right here I did a bit of a swap, as this is the Freerider Sonic head, and I decided to use it because it already has glasses which Dlyro wears. Of course, the first thing I had to do was rejigger the spines. As you can see with the two side spines, I cut them off as straight as I could, and then turned them around and glued them back on. This is actually the hardest part to do because keeping them symmetrical and aligned properly is actually a lot harder than you would think. In fact, as you can see here, where I used the extra clay material to make his new hair points, I also had to do a bit of a fill-in on a point where I had to cut again and left a rather unattractive gap. Also, a defect from the manufacturer: the shades didn't fit properly. They couldn't reach both holes. I think they just drilled them a little bit too far back on the head. That's another thing that I had to fix. So, with a bit of a repaint job, I sincerely hope that I made this guy look as unlike Sonic Chew as he's supposed to. Heh. He has kind of like this black border going around his eyes. He's like a very light tan with highlights of a darker brown. And of course, I fixed those glasses. I filled in the hole on one side of the head and drilled another one a little bit closer to the eyes so that the glasses would be able to reach. Although now they look a little bit crooked. I suppose I could have moved both of them, but then I would have actually been impinging on the hole and then they just would have fit too loosely. Moving on to the body, it's not too special. I just had to cut off the spines on his back and sand it down smooth. And then I made a new tail out of Super Sculpey, which is designed to fit over Sonic's old tail, so it has a solid anchoring point. Then the body just needed a bit of a repaint. He has a yellow circle on his belly, he's the same light tan, and has darker brown highlights for his tail and on his wrists and ankles. The shoe design was a bit of a thing. I just had to sand off Sonic's buckle and then repaint the shoes. Of course, getting that little green line was quite the tedium. But hey, I did it. Let's see what he looks like completed. And here we go. I think he looks pretty nifty. Those extra hair points on his cheeks and behind his ears really give him some defining characteristics. Although I kind of mismeasured the tail just a little bit as it bumps into the middle back spine just a bit. But it's all good. He can still pose and stand, and he looks really nice. Okay, this is Toy Customizer Wake Angel 2001 signing off.